Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. It's time for another Generation 1 Transformer toy review. This time up, we've got a small target master. This is the Decepticon Aerial Assault Unit, Spinister. Now, Spinister was released in 1988. He would only be available in 1988. He'd be discontinued by 1989, and we would not get a replacement for him. Now, as stated earlier on some of these guys, Spinister is a dual target master, and for some strange reason, he and his cohorts were not released in Japan at all. So, I guess this is as close to an American exclusive as we get. Then again, he was sold in Europe, so okay. How else would you describe it, folks? As we take a look at his articulation, unfortunately, Spinister doesn't have a whole lot to go with him. He can turn his head from side to side, so that's something of a bonus, I guess. And you can rotate his arms at the shoulder. They would go all the way around, but, yep, there we go. It does go all the way around. You just got to be careful. The rotor blades do tend to get in the way. And, of course, he does have a joint at his wrist, but that's intended more for transforming him than anything else. Now, of course, he's also got a couple of guns that transform. We'll start with them. Of course, these are also his only loose pieces, so you might as well pay attention to that, too. This is Singe. Singe is apparently a dual flamethrower. To convert him into the other mode, you just fold the two barrels up. They're connected, so they will go up together. And then he stands up like this. Looks kind of okay. Kind of like the black paint scheme. Just takes a little getting used to the fact that the post for holding him as a gun is at his knees. Take that as you may. And then lastly, we got Hair Splitter here. Hair Splitter is apparently a twin lock target laser rifle. And again, to transform him, all you do is fold up the dual barrels, and then you turn him around, and he's like your standard target master guy. The purple color is kind of alien, so it doesn't look too bad on him. Put him aside for the moment, and then now let's get to work on the transforming here of Spinister. Start with, we're going to take his hands and fold them back at the wrist into his arms, and then fold his arms down to the side like so. And same thing over here. And we're going to take his head. We turn his head around all the way so that we have this hole here in the back. We'll grab the tail section of his helicopter and we fold it up until it snaps into place. Spread out the rotor blades a bit. Next, we got to fold up his feet like so. Then we can rotate him around. Well, no, first we're going to move one of these down so we can rotate the blades out. Rotate the body. Fold this other one out now. And then we will straighten out his rotor blades. And here we go. This is Spinister's alternate mode. It's described to be as an Apache helicopter. Although I don't think the Army is going to paint an Apache into these kind of colors. But for an attack helicopter, it's not bad. We can see by holding it here by the tail, it does swoosh okay. Of course, since he's a target master, let's get the guns back out. The guns connect here on the sides on these two little fold-down black panels. Just attach the hole on their back into there. There we go. We got the flamethrower there, and comes the laser rifle. We'll put the laser rifle over here. On the other side. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. And then there we go. We got some attack power here. Kind of seems weird having a laser rifle on one side and a flamethrower on the other, but I guess if he's hovering kind of low enough. Whoosh, whoosh. Okay, maybe it's a little weird. Since we've already had a look at his loose parts, we'll move right on along now to take a look at his card backer. Get him out of the way here so we can have a look at it. As you can see, it's got a nice picture of Spinister there. He would have been positioned right here in the middle, and both of his guys would be there. And of course, it does show the gimmick of the dual target masters, which is you just fold the one over and connect him like that. And according to the lore in the More Than Meets the Eye guidebook, whenever one of them is plugged in like this into the other one, it enhances the power of the gun here. So now we got an enhanced flamethrower. That's one way of looking at it. We'll just leave him in there for the time being. Turn the thing around. Up top we just get the Transformers logo. They did away with putting the murals on the card backer. We got the barcode up here at the top and the robot points. He was worth 1 point. And we get to see all that he came with. We have the helicopter, the 2 guns, and stickers. How to transform the guns. How to mount the guns to the helicopter. Then, of course, how to transform him in 3 easy steps. And, of course, how to merge the guns to create a super gun. And then lastly, how to put stickers on. And then, of course, now we get down to the tech spec. It's all done up in purple to show he's a Decepticon, and it uses the same picture that we find on the front of the card. It even lists him as a Decepticon, and it gives his name as Spinister, and it lists his function as aerial assault, and his motto is, respect your foe's abilities as you would your own. An eerie aerial adventurer, as much of a mystery to his fellow Decepticons as he is to his enemies. Talks little, reveals less. Spends most of his time off on his own. Enjoys scaring unweary Autobots and then attacking them while they're off guard. Equipped with infrared attack sensors in helicopter mode. Teamed with 2 Nebulons, Singe, who converts to a dual flamethrower, and Hairsplitter, who turns into a twin lock-target laser rifle. Gives you a lot of detail about Spinister itself, just not a lot about his minions. But at any rate, we put the decoder here over the tech spec, and we'll notice the line is not as wavy as it had been in previous toys. So, rather strange. But at any rate, it lists his strength as 6, his intelligence is 8, his speed and endurance are 6, his rank is 7, his courage and firepower are 9, and his skill is 8. So, Spinister is clearly an above-average Decepticon warrior. Now we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of Spinister? Spinister is an interesting character. Made even more so by how the More Than Meets the Eye guides describe him. They also seem to go further by stating that he has some form of cloaking device that does allow him to hide from most conventional sensors and the naked eye. So it allows him to disappear for periods on end, which explains why nobody can ever seem to find him. Which even extends to his Nebulon counterparts. Spinister does not take them with him when he goes off on his own. He prefers to leave them behind and be totally alone. Despite all their efforts to try to find him, it's always Spinister who finds them when the time comes to go to battle. So it makes you wonder what sort of tricks Spinister is doing to them to be able to find them and elude them. Plus, when you go with what it states in his motto, it shows that Spinister does carry some form of honor amongst him, as he does seem to respect the abilities that his opponents has. Of course, he's not totally honorable, as he is willing to use some underhanded tricks, since he does enjoy scaring unwary Autobots before attacking them. But it does add a little depth to his character and makes him more than your average bad Decepticon. So I do like that notion that they gave to him. What I don't like out of the tech spec is the fact that it doesn't go into much detail about his two partners. His buddy Quake, you get at least a little bit of a description as to what his partners were before they became involved in the conflict, and I'm sure some of them on the Autobots also had some descriptor as to what they did prior to becoming involved. So this just kind of comes off as a little bit of laziness on Hasbro's part to give us anything. The only other thing I really don't care for on Spinister is the little tiny arms. The arms just don't look right. It'd be nice if they could be extended outward, even just a little bit, just to make it look like he's got some arms there, but they don't, so I'm going to classify Spinister as something of a middle tier character. While he's got a lot of great features going for him, a lot of things that were left undone and things they did for this toy, like the arms and the terrible paint scheme, really kind of works against him more than it helps him. So we'll compromise and go for a middle tier. And that concludes my review of the Decepticon Aerial Assault Warrior Spinister. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up here on YouTube. Don't forget as well, if you're new, hit the subscribe button down below to join up in our ranks, and ring the notification bell to learn when new videos are posted. Also, share your thoughts about Spinister in the comments section down below. And also, we're going to announce that next month we're going to do our first theme month for 2019. We're going to spend the month looking at some Action Masters. I know they're not a popular choice, but We gotta go through we haven't gone through a lot of them, so now's our chance to review a bunch of them. I hope that many of you will be able to put aside your bias for them and enjoy the reviews. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.